potentials, and one of the potentials that God endowed Ahithophel was with counsel. That man was a counselor. The spirit upon him was a spirit of counsel. If you remember in the book of Isaiah, the Bible described our Lord that the government shall be upon the shoulder of the Lord Jesus, and he shall be called Wonderful Counselor. One of the attributes of the Holy Spirit, or the functions of the Spirit, or the characteristics of the Spirit of God, is that the Spirit of God is a counselor. A counselor. Now, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? So, when we talk about counsel, we talk about advice. When we talk about a counselor, we talk about an advisor. When we talk about a counselor, we talk about an advisor. And sometimes our mentors and spiritual fathers are people that are our counselors. Anybody that influences your life by his comment, by what he says, by how he directs you, is your counselor. Am I communicating? The man Ahithophel was not just an ordinary man, but was a man that his counsel was like an oracle of God speaking. What does that mean? It means that whenever Ahithophel counsels, whenever Ahithophel talks, it means that the Holy Spirit in person is talking. No counsel in the lifetime, the track record of Ahithophel, no counsel he ever gave that ever fell to the ground. All the counsel he gave, all came according. So Ahithophel was the senior advisor to President David. So he was not just an advisor, but a senior advisor. And Ahithophel was around David's life for so many years, and all the counsel he gave to David was one of the reasons why David reigned on the throne for about 40 years. Was so much wonderful. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? Ahithophel is the father of Eliam, and Eliam is the father of Bathsheba. Some Bible scholars will tell you. Now, for 9 good years, I'm giving you a background. For 9 good years, David offended Kabaya. David offended Ahithophel. Ahithophel did not forgive David. And Ahithophel was the senior advisor. Now hear this. When you forgive, you don't forget. Are you getting what I'm saying? So when I yes, it is only God that has the ability and characteristics and the power to forgive and forget. When he forgives us, he remember our sin no more. When you come back to meet him and said, yesterday I committed adultery or fornication. He said, when did you? I had never remembered that in my record. So we have the ability to forgive, and we don't have the ability to forget. So hear this. Forgiveness is letting go the matter. Forgiveness is releasing people from your rot of judgment. In other words, you did not forget, but what you would have done against them, you have chosen not to do it, so you are forgiving them. It does not necessarily mean that you have forgotten it, but you have released them from your rot of judgment. Am I communicating? Ahithophel, for 9 good years, served David with all his heart, but did not forgive David. Now hear this. 90% of our problem in leadership all over the world is not the leaders, it's the advisors. Did you hear that? Each time I hear people say, elect a good president, elect a good governor. If he elects wrong advisors, he's finished. What makes a man is not what comes out of him. It is the people around him. Show me your friend, I will tell you the direction your life is going. It doesn't matter what you think about yourself. Human beings are influenceable. Human beings are influenceable. And that's why the environment you find yourself can influence you. If you are not a disco man, if you get to a party environment and they are playing all the kind of Makosa song, if you are not careful, those days in just a brother, one of our brother backslided just like that. He went to a disco party to go and do evangelism. He got there, while he was trying to preach to them, everybody was dancing. He held his Bible. He came out and said, this thing you people are doing is bad, oh, is bad, oh. After some time, he was there hearing the lyrics of the music. He did not know when he started tapping his leg. He was tapping his leg. He was tapping his leg. He said, those days we used to dance like this. Gradually, he started dancing to follow them. So the environment you have can influence you. Do you know that even when you are born again, if you allow a secular music to be played around you, unconsciously you begin to sing it? Am I helping you now? Listen to me. Who you hear controls your life. Did you hear what I said? Who you hear controls your life. Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing the word of God. So what brings about faith is what you hear. The day a leader stopped talking to his people, he stopped controlling his people. Did you hear what I'm saying? The greatest problem in African leadership is that there is a disconnect between the citizens and the leaders. Stewardship is accountability. And hear this, hear this. Anybody that talks to you controls your life. Who is around your life? Who is around your life is the reason you are the way you are now. If you have a bad wife, as a counselor, I'm telling you, you will abandon your family. If you have a bad husband as a counselor, I'm telling you, you abandon your family. I can tell why. Have you heard people say, but that man is a good man. I don't know why he's doing like this. No, the reason why he's doing like that, some AHITHOPHEL around this life. When there is an AHITHOPHEL around your life, their counsel might look good, but it's not godly. Can I help you here? Can I help you? The topic is frustrating the counsel of AHITHOPHEL. I don't know who is around your life, who is talking to you. The way you are behaving now, is as a result of who you are talking to. It's as a result of who is talking to you. Listen to me. Anytime an individual advises you, even though you don't take it, get it clear from me, a seed is planted. You either uproot it or you allow it to grow. Words are seeds. Thoughts are the watering, breathing ground for seed to grow. Have you seen somebody tells you a thing? You say, no. But you get back home and do what you argue with him. It has been planted. Am I helping you? Counsel. Proverbs 20 verse 5. The Bible says counsel is like a deep water. Like a deep water. Counsel in the heart of a man is like a deep water. But a man of understanding will draw it out. Counsel in the heart of a man is like a deep water. Now hear this. When counsel comes in, it forms waters of understanding. The Bible said it forms waters that can empower your destiny. If you have understanding, you can pull counsel out. You can differentiate between wrong counsel and godly counsel. the motto and the vehicle that moves a nation is not just the president, it's not just the governor, it's not just the king. It is the people around him who are his advisor that are the directing channel of that man. I keep hearing people fighting a specific figure, and I say no. When you want to change a government and bring about change in a nation, you bring about change around the counselors. If the counselors are bad, the leader will be bad. It does not mean that the man has bad intention. Am I communicating? Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? I met a man and he said to me, let me talk about types of counsels. You must get, number one, we have good counsel, number one. Number two, we have godly counsel. Number three, we have bad counsel. Number four, we have demonic counsel. Now we have good counsel. Now we have godly counsel. Let me differentiate this. That a counsel sound good in the church does not make it godly. There's difference between a good counsel and a godly counsel. A godly counsel is God's mind. A good counsel is a counsel that look harmless, but the end there could be harm. God knows the ending from the beginning. In those days, why judges, kings were able to rule well, so because prophets were around them to tell them the heartbeat of God. But not so in our days. The problem is that the men of God are even around some great men, great people. Are they even prophets? No. Because if you cannot see for yourself, how can you see for others? Hello? So what they will prefer is what I call good counsel, but not godly counsel. Bad counselors, they can advise you and destroy you. Do you know, one counsel can ruin your life. Bad counselors. What? Makabaya. Why will a married woman allow a single lady to advise her? It's a mental case. She is not married. She does not know what it means to be married. She does not know what it means to stay with a man every day. And she's advising you, if not me, if I don't pat my nose, she's single. If you go around a single lady advising you, you will become single. Look, you cannot buy experience in market. An experience has a role to play. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? What are you going to do with a divorcee to counsel you? He will counsel you on how to break your marriage. I used to like our mothers. 50 years, 60 years in marriage. And they might not be educated, but they have instruments of experience on how they have kept their marriage. And that one you cannot buy in the market. When you see an elderly woman say, my daughter, when your husband is talking, keep quiet. I have been in this business for years, and I can tell you that if you reply him, you are about to carry your load from where it will not be Ghana must go, it must be village must come. Am I talking to somebody here? I'm talking about many marriages have scattered because of bad counselors. Hear this. Hear this. If your wife refuses to help herself, help her. If you love her, if she's around some wrong companies, and if she cannot cut off from them, help her to cut off from them. Because you are the one that will suffer. Because anybody that talks to your wife controls your wife. Can I say this to the men? Let your voice be louder than the voice of your wife friends. Because if your voice is lower, anybody that has the higher voice controls the woman. Can I teach here? Can I teach here? How can a woman wake up early in the morning? You have gone to sit in your neighbor compound and you are breaking a goosey. Mama Tokpe, how are you? Have you heard what happened? Now so we dey hear. Now so I'm mebo. I'm talking about advisors. Me, my husband used to give me 10,000 naira. Hey, your own, yeah, it's 10,000 naira. My own 1 million. Pam. Say, yeah, he said, the woman now is boiling. Say, that your husband wicked. And at the same what did they do with my own husband? The man is too stingy. If I am you, I will stab him of food, stab him of sex, stab him of everything, and stab him of my face. That advice has sunk in. The man is coming back from work. The angel he used to know, he does not know her as an angel because an AHITHOPHEL has sown the seed. Counselors, bad counselors. Their counsel look friendly, but listen to me, Habaya. 90% of the things we are calling devil, it is woman being devil. Woman being devils around your life. They eat with you and they go behind to backstab you. The man that gave testimony here, he has not seen me, but he was disconnecting all our light. But hear this, it is somebody that must have counseled him. That man known. People talk for reasons they don't know anything about. When they say you put on good suit, they are angry. They say you drive a car, they are angry. They can formulate anything and become an advisor. Am I talking to somebody here? Shabo, Peria, Para, Kubara, Supreke, Palia, Para, Kupa, Emba. Every wrong counselor around you today, fire upon them. A man is rushing home. It is about to get to 6 o'clock. I have to be home because of my wife. Then the other friends say, hey, is this how you fear your wife? Hey, woman rapper. Say as you the wrong go. Me, I don't enter home until it is 12:30 a.m. And nobody born that woman. I pay the house rent. I bought the car. I own everything, including her. I am the chief republic of that and chief commander-in-chief of that marriage. If she talk, I sound her with slap and she go to sleep. That is the advisor. Now you have now choose to live your life because your friend says that. You have been given to your wife. Give it to your wife. One day. That's why you must be careful of who you carry your problem to. And you now went to meet somebody and say, look, this woman, look, she's just misbehaving at home. They say, it is the money you are giving her. Withdraw the money and punish her very well. You see, she will be humble. Now you have become Aradites. You have chosen not to give to her. You don't pay the children's school fees. You don't put money down at home. And you do nothing to assist the marriage. And when they ask you, say you are this, that is not discipline. That is wickedness. Your wife came out and she was appearing so sparkling. Your friend saw her and she's not telling you the way this woman is dressing, they will take this woman away. No, check his heart. He's already lost in after your wife. If you are not careful, he will kill the glory of that woman. Am I talking to somebody here? Your wife should appear where she is your glory. She is your glory. She is your glory. counsel that is not progressive is demonic. Any counsel that does not talk about advancing your case in life to the next level is demonic. Am I helping you here? I prophesy. All the bad counselors, may God open your eyes to know them. You are coming to church and they say, are you going to that church? That's counselors for you. Are you going there? What are you going there to do? They are telling you about a pastor that you know one-on-one. And you are listening to them. You don't have vocabulary. Am I communicating? When you are going to disco party, they did not advise you. When you are going to native doctor, they did not advise you. When you are doing 419, they did not advise you. But now you are coming to the house of God. Somebody say, why are you going there? That person is a devil in a woman form. Can I talk to somebody here? Every demonic counselor today, I approach them. Now hear this. Demonic counselors are worse than bad counselors. Demonic counselors are counselors that speaks out of the utterances of a demon, and they will push you to do demonic things. See, the reason why you are suffering like this is because you have not known this place. If you go there, they will, all you need to do is just to put one thing and get blood money. That's demonic counselors. They sponsor you to demonism. You see, this election, you can win it if you can just sacrifice so many virgins. That's demonic counselors. And so person that did that was so person that does it. You see, for you to grow your church, you need to do this and do that. If you go there, you bury human being and do that, your church will. These are demonic counselors. All they think about success of everybody around them is that it's demonically sponsored. They never believe that somebody can prosper out of serving God purely. I met a young man and he said, Papa, I am already in the process. I'm in the final stage and they have told me to bring my mother. And I asked him, now, what happened? How did you go to this point? He went to look for help. In the quest of looking for help, the person said, I can't give you my money, but I can give you an advice and take you to where I make my money. Demonic counselors. Never you be in a hurry. All that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold. What is going on in Nigeria today? Do you think it's just a matter of some people just misbehaving? No. Somebody propounded the theory of terrorism and brought a council and a committee say, okay, if we can do it like this, the government will be destabilized and we can achieve this purpose. Counselor. One idea from a bad head is destroying thousands of people. One idea, one person started the idea, one person, and decided to look for disciples. Hear this. The greatest institution in a country that should not be looked down on are religious institutions. Our weapons is not gone. We speak to mind. We speak to mind. And hear this, when mind ideas are dropped in mind, they form ideology. And if those ideology are very strong, if they are negative ideology, it can destroy a generation. As I am talking to you, I am giving you what I call a prophetic counsel through the preaching of the word of God. And I'm empowering your mind. I am empowering your mind. Why should a lady, a small girl of 17 or 14 or 13 carry bomb? Why? Somebody has spoken to her mind and said some positive things that she doesn't see anything negative. I used to feel that women are afraid. But what level of brainwashing can get to that level is to make you know that the greatest problem that we have is when we begin to sanitize the system by passing positive information. Sometimes I ask myself if our country have the Ministry of Information and the rest, and I don't know the kind of information that have been passed. A government can perform well, and yet if the information is not circulated, the citizens might feel the government has not performed. Hear this. We are in the days that if they don't blow your trumpet, help yourself, blow your trumpet. Oh, you don't know? Jesus said, I am the bread of life. He was advertising himself. If nobody told you that I'm the spring of living water, I am the spring of living water. He said, if you drink this water, you will thirst again. But if you drink the water that I have, you will thirst no more. It is not a sin to advertise your product. Can I help you here? Shabarato, Pekabara, Sepuriata. When an advisor come and tell you your husband is bad, say I have the best man. He takes care of me. You can see my skin color. If an advisor come and say you have a bad wife, you say no, look at my wife. She is an angel. She is an angel. Look at her. She's the most beautiful woman on earth. You have to know how to reply your advisors who are demonically sponsored. Hear this. The greatest weapon the devil can use against any country, individual, citizen, personality, ministry is power of information. Sometimes I feel angry when I see the way our journalists, I'm sorry with due respect to journalists, some journalists, the way they sell out this country like 50 kobo to other foreign world. In the name of how much? Expose ghettos here. When you go to other countries, they have ghetto. How many times will they show their ghetto in CNN? They will never. They will never. There are crises that they have that they will never. The problem we have, we don't even believe in ourselves, how much more our country. If I love my wife, I love my husband, I love my pastor, there is no third party that can come in between. It doesn't matter what you say. You can say whatever you want to say. I disagree with you, and I get back up and I tell myself, no matter what you say, I refuse to agree with what you say. The power of negative counsel can ruin a marriage. Hello? Am I communicating? Hey, I saw your husband with one lady on the car. Front, the lady sat at the front. If the woman is black or chocolate, say the girl was so very, very fair, like Oyubo, that the woman are not intimidated. Say, me, I used to see them every day. You are here, you are dead, they have killed you. It's empowering her. If I'm the one, I can't say with that kind of man. And before you know, the man comes back home, you take action, you fight him, you carried your load out of the house, and that same woman that talks about you takes over the house. No, I'm talking to you as a pastor out of counsel. I have seen best friends take over the husband of their friends, and they started their advice. I'm telling you. Some people have come to this mission when we first started, and they think they have heard so many advisors somewhere. But look, if I have decided to drop this mic and follow what you have said or your opinion about me, you would have not come back today to appreciate God.
Opinion belongs to the owner of the opinion. It's just opinion. Opinion is opinion. Is it not what you think about me, your views? It doesn't change who I am. There are different eyes that look, that cannot see. Some people are looking, but they are not seeing. They can be looking at your direction, but their eye is seeing this way. So it shows. Am I communicating? Some people are looking, but they are not what? Seeing. You ask them, you look at their eye open. Some people's eyes are blind and the eyes are open, but they cannot see. So am I communicating?
You will not fall by the roadside. Somebody shout fire. I prophesy that you will not fall by the roadside. Shout the amen well. Now hear this. Purpose of counseling number one is to guarantee safety. The purpose of counsel. Why do we need counsel? It's to guarantee safety. The Bible says, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. Proverbs 15 verse 22. Let's Proverbs 15 verse 22. Can we read that? Proverbs chapter 15. He said, without counsel, purposes are disappointed. But in the multitude of counselors, there is establishment. Other scripture will say there is safety. So, number one purpose of counsel, it is to guarantee your safety in life. You need counsel to guarantee your safety. To guarantee your safety. You cannot be driving car the way you are driving car. You are on 220 or 160 speedometer, and your wife is saying, put it on. You know, there are women who only that car, that Pajolo car just pass us, overtake. Put it on the accelerator. Let him know that what you are driving is machine. That it is not help me push it. No, not I go the Bodija vehicles. Put your legs on the accelerator. Overtake, and this is just 2006 model. We are with 2015 chair rubber churches. Put your leg on the accelerator. Then the man pray with chat. He's running. They are speedometer. They are going on some velocity to hell. Look at the way the woman has advised the man. But when there is a godly advice, you advise yourself to safety.
Why are people looking at me like this?
Have you seen adults? I drive myself a lot. And I don't like people driving me. I like driving myself. And I have sometimes traveled on the road, and I see the way adults, elderly adults, overtake one another on the road as if it is James Bond. Hey! They go, phew! This is why we overtake them. I say, come on, I want to show you that it is Toyota Camry. So I say, shut up. I want to show you that it is a Prado in charge official car. They are overtaking one another, doing competition that nobody will give them prize. Am I helping you? But if you have counselor sitting next by you, have you seen that some people who sat at the front, a 10-passenger bus, sometimes their advice and caution to driver has averted accidents so many times. Sometimes when you don't have good counselor, you will not go. You cannot have safety guaranteed. Hello? My father had a challenge. Somebody came and dropped medicine on his car, one old car in Ibadan. And he is not spiritually loaded. He did not even pray in the name of Jesus. He just came as a soldier man. He said, who is that person that kept this sham here? Who? Nothing can do me. I did not kill anybody, and nobody can kill me. He took his hand, carried the charm. My mother was warning him, leave that thing. Let us call for your son to come and pray on this charm. Before you can, you know it. He said, leave this thing. This is not spiritual thing. It's a military thing. He picked the thing. He carried the thing with his hand, throw it down, set fire on it, and burn it. When it was in the middle of the night, some group of people appeared to him in a dream. He told me that they beat him up and they broke his hand in the dream. When he now woke up, that same hand he used to carry swell up so much that he held his hand like this. My mother started laughing. I was laughing. I said, when I said, if you say you are a military man, he said, these people are wicked. Everything is not gun and bullet. Am I talking? This world is spiritual. There are certain things that you cannot use physical approach for. Number 2 purpose of counsel is for direction. When counsel are given, is to give us direction. Someone say direction. Without you having the proper direction, you will not get to your destination. Have you ever traveled from here to Lagos on the way and you missed the road and you decided to keep going on the road? I remember those days I used to have one driver and we were supposed to go to Lagos and he was driving me and I told him, driver, did you know the road? He said, Papa, don't worry. Every road, there's no road around everywhere in this Nigeria that I don't know. I said, okay. So I sat and I kept, we got to a particular place. I said, this road, are you sure? Will you ask somebody? He said, no, don't need to ask anybody. I know where we are going to. I know. Until we left the road of Akure and the rest, we are not doing 360 going to somewhere, another state, completely different. I saw myself going to the forest. Then I asked him, I said, driver, how many times did I call your name? He said 3 times. I said, park. You need an advisor. Go and ask those people that we are going to so place. I said, shut up, don't tell me you know the road again. I don't trust this, your navigator. He dropped down and the person said, you people are 3 hours out of the track. I said, hey! That is how some people are. The advisors around your life can make a journey that you are supposed to use 1 year for to end up around 15 years. The advisor. So counsel brings direction. Counsel brings direction. It will not make you waste your energy, waste your time beating around the bush, parabolating all around, because where there is counsel, there is safety. Direction. David said that trust in the Lord, and in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct. So whenever the Lord is present, direction is present. Now, number 3, purpose of counsel is for correction. If you are not correctable, you are destructible. May I not get to a point where nobody else can correct me. That's the danger of life. Correction. The purpose of counsel is for correction. The greatest problem of a leader is to have yes men around you. Is this sin okay? Yes. Am I doing fine? Yes. Everything? Yes. Everything? Yes, sir. Yes. When you have yes men around you, you are finished. Yes men will know you are wrong, and they will smile and tell you you are right. Because they know that as long as they keep making you to feel that you are one deity, you keep servicing them with the money. And that's the problem we have in Nigeria. Yes men. Yes men. If a politician is close to me and he influences the nation, and if I cannot tell him the truth because of the offering and tithes he will give to me, he's not a politician that is corrupt. I'm the master corruption. The greatest problem we have is clergymen, whether Muslim or Christian. It doesn't matter who. Look, people, this is a spiritual country. We love God. When I hear even
pastors pointing out at politicians that they are corrupt, I ask the first question: what did you do when they are close to you? Because if you say the truth, they will not be around you. And if they want it, they will stay around you and make change. If you partake in the wheel of corruption, your voice as a man of God cannot be powerful. Hello? You cannot steal with me, and I'm advising you for what? We are co-criminals. A thief cannot advise a thief. One must be clean for the other. That does not mean everybody is corrupt. No. But the truth of the matter is that until Christians, believers, know that our purpose is to correct. Even in leadership, sometimes you correct some members in the church and they get angry. I'm leaving the church. Okay, fine, you can go. The problem is that they don't want to be corrected. One of my daughter brought a guy to me, and by the time they came and they knelt down before me, the marijuana this guy has taken was busy tooting everywhere, scattering the whole atmosphere. Then I asked, do you know that this man smoke? He said, I said, shut up. What is I? You can't tell me that you don't pass. I mean, you don't have passive order or what? I know. I said, okay, fine. I said, okay, let me pray about it. He said, Papa, don't pray about it. The Lord has answered me. He said, the Lord have answered me. I said, okay. I said, when the Lord have answered you, fine. Because no room to advise. So I left. Next time I saw her again, she dressed like this Muslim, this thing covered it. The guy has finished this chick here. The thing swell up. Papa, I came to see you. I said, what is wrong? Why are you talking like that? I said, Papa, I just covered my face that you don't see. I said, remove that thing. I said, Papa, don't let people see they are seeing a counseling. I said, remove the thing. I now saw the whole place. I said, who did it? He said, it's that guy, yo. It's that guy. Why? You know, there is a way when they smoke, they become irate. He supported the irate with Islam. Why? Then I said, do you want to marry? He said, in fact, I don't go marry again. I will not marry. I came to pray for you for another husband. May God make you to listen to correction. There are some times that leaders can be hard, but it does not mean that they don't love you. If you are not rebukable, you cannot advance in life. The Bible said that the son that the father loved, that he chastised. Imagine Jesus telling Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. But that was an open rebuke. It was like calling a man devil. But Jesus knew what he was saying. Let me say this to women. It doesn't matter how intimate you are with your husband. You must listen to the voice of correction. Men, when they speak, they don't argue, but they drop their word like bombshell. And what they say, it means a lot than what they say. You are wearing one cloth continually, and your husband says, this one, I don't want. I want you to wear this one. No, I don't want anybody to control my life. I have my life to live. It's not because I'm married that somebody will begin to control my life. Yeah. Veroki.